What's up? It's your boy Odie here with my review of Justice League. Where do we even begin? Look, I liked the Justice League movie. Let's just say it right now. So far, I like all the DCEU movies. I like Man of Steel. I like Batman vs. Superman. I freaking love Batman vs. Superman. I like Wonder Woman and I like Suicide Squad. Like, I like those movies for what they are. I know it's easy to compare the DC movies to the Marvel movies and to claim that, oh, they're just trying to copy them and this, that, and the other, but the reality is they're their own movies, okay? They are trying to play catch-up, yes, but keep them separate. Like, a Marvel movie is a Marvel movie and a DC movie is a DC movie. They can feel different. They can be different movies. The Justice League was good, just not great. I think this is the best version of this film that we would have ever gotten, given the fact that there was so much drama behind the scenes and there's studio meddling and the switching of the directors. They should have just trusted Zack Snyder to do his thing. But no, Justice League needs to be more like Marvel, and they need to lighten up and not be so dark and gritty. Good job. Thanks to you, now the tone is all over the place. More on that later. Another thing I like was the action scenes. All the action scenes were pretty good, I guess, except for some bad CG here and there. I mean, it's just cool to see all these characters interact with each other. It's not on the level of, like, the Avengers, but it's nice to see, you know, Aquaman and Wonder Woman and Batman and Superman and just all these characters in the same place. Like, that's cool. There's automatic excitement built in because it's the first Justice League movie, so. I like the pacing of this movie, too. Like, it hits the ground running and it gets to the point. Like, I like that. I hate it when a movie takes too long to get to the damn point. And I can honestly say, after seeing this movie, I'm super excited to see where they go from here. It definitely wasn't the best Justice League film it could have been. Like, that is completely obvious. It could have been better. But the one we did get is a good start. Now, that wraps up the good things. Now let's talk about what they messed up. So, remember when I said that the tone was all over the place? Yeah. Well, that's because this movie had two different directors. The original director being Zack Snyder, and his replacement being Joss Whedon. This was a bad decision, dude. You can clearly see which scenes were shot by Joss, and you could see which scenes were shot by Zack. Like, it's so noticeable, it's actually really distracting. Another big bummer was Batman. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Batman kind of sucked. The Batman in Justice League is not the same Batman in Batman vs. Superman. It feels like he's just kind of phoning it in this movie. Like, all the life has been sucked out of Batman so that he comes off as more likable or lighthearted or I don't know. Which was disappointing because Batman is my favorite. At first, I liked Steppenwolf, the villain, but then, no, I didn't. Other than the fact that he's just a big CGI mess. He was completely one note the whole movie, and then the end happens, and then, yeah. Another negative is the overall story is pretty unoriginal and a little too convoluted for my liking. There's a big bad guy and all the heroes must team up to stop him. Nothing really surprising. And that might be the film's big downfall. Like, there's no real surprises. The movie would have benefited from some big surprise that didn't get spoiled in the trailers. The only surprise that's there is the return of Superman, but oops, probably shouldn't have told you that. But that's basically a given. Look, this one's fairly simple. If you've enjoyed the prior DCEU movies, then this is just more to love. There's no real convincing needed. You're going to watch this movie. This movie isn't on the same level as The Avengers when that first came out. And maybe if this came out before The Avengers way back when, this would be a whole different story. If you are a hater of DC movies, then you're going to hate this movie too, so why bother? Man, I struggled internally with this one. But ultimately, I decided to give Justice League 3 Super Friends out of 5. Alrighty, so my question for today is, what's your favorite DCEU movie? If you don't like those, then what's your favorite DC animated movie? Whatever your answer is, let me know in the comments section below, and while you're down there, go ahead and tap that like button. And go ahead and subscribe as well if you want to see more videos like this. As always, thanks for watching.
Man, you look at the sky. All the stars, man, the stars are beautiful.